master's path. You've heard me talk about, we talked about the step test and stepping behind and setting this leg and kind of playing with that. Hopefully you've been playing with that. And you hear me tell the beginner students all the time, just wait till you get to intermediate advanced. There's like you start moving in different directions and stepping different ways. So I figured today we would work on the first of those step in a totally different way moves. It's called Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain. And it's the first move that starts off the second section and the third section. And remember, with Master's Path, we're not trying to get you like, got it, nailed it. We're just trying to expose you to it so that when you see it in class, you're like, oh, I've seen this before. But it's also, I was thinking, I spent some time over the weekend thinking about what would be helpful. Like, how could we show, you know, how can I build on what we've been talking about? So there's this move, Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain. And it steps backwards. You haven't done that in the first section. You do it a lot in the second and third sections, and this is the first of those. So I'm going to show you from the front. Do not practice this with me because it's going to flip it, because it starts facing the other direction. But this is Embrace Tiger, Return to Mountain. See if when watching me you can kind of get a sense of why I thought this would be helpful to build on talking about the step test. Where am I? There I am. Okay. Starts from cross hands. See anything you recognize? Before we talk through it together, what I'd like for you to watch this leg. And how, hopefully, from doing it right, it doesn't really move or come up. The knee stays set and locked until I am ready to shift into that front leg. Still on that leg. Now I shift. Recognize any step test in that? So, because, and it's okay if I don't sink down that low. Like if I'm just here, that's okay too. But I still don't move this. And by doing that, this tells me how far I can put this back foot. There's the step test part of it. If I'm sunk lower, this goes farther behind. But I don't come out of this leg. As opposed to, now from here, I'm already in this leg. I can't turn these toes out. This knee feels stuck. It's not good. So, you've observed it a couple times. Let's walk through it together. It's going to be weird since it changes direction. So just watch me when you can and then listen the rest of the way. So you're going to start from cross hands. So basically this comes from, we just did hidden hand punch, withdraw and push, cross hands, no feet together. We just pick up from here into the move. Okay, so that's where we're starting from. So start from cross hands. And again, I'm really wanting you to focus on the feet more. You know, I'm going to talk about the hands a little bit, but really pay attention to your feet and that left leg staying put so you can choose where to put the right foot. Okay, so you're going to shift to the left, lower the hands, right palm faces down, sink down, step in, and then left hand's going to kind of come up like you're ringing a bell. I mean, you're not ringing a bell, but that's kind of what you're doing. And then you're going to sink down, step in, step back, leading with the heel. Stay on that left foot while you turn the right toes out. Shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in. When you finish, I know you're going to look over your left shoulder. My left hand is basically like single whip. My right hand is down here, kind of like brush knee push, but palm facing out. Okay, let's try it again. And again, if you think of nothing else, feet, 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 left knee, left knee, left knee. That's what the takeaway from today is. All right, so from cross hands, shift to the left, lower the hands, right palm faces down. sink down, step in. You're gonna open the arms, like left hand ringing bell, as you step back, leading with the heel. Stay on that left leg as you turn the right toes out. Yes, you feel unbalanced here, but you only hang out here for a second. Put those right toes down, shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in. That's embrace tiger, return to mountain. Now, just to add, like, where should your feet be? Perfect world, I've ended up in double dragon's foot placement with the right leg forward. I will just tell you now, on a diagonal, double dragons is never, ever, ever, ever gonna look or feel like double dragons. It's totally double dragons, but it's always gonna look funny if you're on an angle. So, again, this goes back to feeling. Instead of trying to align your feet on the floor, think about how double dragons feels in your ward off. Right, okay, that's good. And then, that's so, does it look like it? No, it looks, I feel like I'm on a tightrope, but if I feel it, and if I bring my feet back together, I'm shoulder width, okay? Not expecting you to get that, I'm just showing you why that step test is so important, because if you have your step test correct, you can start to find, where do I put that heel in order to turn around and get to double dragon's foot placement. If you're not able to make that step at the right proportion with the right weight for you, it's not just solving for A, it's solving for A, B, C, D, and E, and that's a harder problem. Okay, so let's try it a couple more times together. So let's start from cross hands. And again, if you even just want to do the feet, that's fine. In fact, that's what I'll do now too. All right. So I'm gonna shift to the left, sink down, step in. I'm gonna keep this left foot where it is. I'm gonna step back, leading with my right heel. I'm gonna turn the right toes out, staying on the left leg. Shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in. Again. Sink down, so shift to the left, sink down, step in, step back, lead with that heel. Turn the right toes out. There we go. And then it's turn to the right, shift to the right, turn to the right, turn the left toes in, that you hear us say so much in your first section. Any questions, Mr. Lewis?
Yes, when you take your right foot back, you bring it in so your left and the right are together, and then you take it back to step on the heel. Are you going back in a straight line?
Really good question. Yeah, so the question is, okay, so we sink down and we step in, and then we're stepping back, leading with the heel. Where, wide, how? So remember, that sink down, step in is just to get your balance. When you become proficient at this move, which is not what Beginner Master's Path is about, that sink down, step in goes away. Roughly for me, I think I step back so that I'm in line with my hip bones. So basically, sink down, step in so I get my balance. But then when I step back, I lead with my heel. I'm not straight here because that's gonna mess me up and I'm not gonna have the right foot placement. I'm basically, roughly, thinking back, step back, straight, leading with the heel from my hip socket. For me. That's pretty close to right. It could maybe be a little bit wider than that. Like I could go a hair wider than my hip. But see, then I get narrow. See? So that's kind of a topic for another day, but we deal a lot with this in the second and third sections, is finding what stepping straight back means. Not stepping back on a tightrope, but stepping, like when I walk forward, unless I'm like doing supermodel or work for a circus, I don't usually walk, you know, one in front of the other. I walk with my feet leading from the hip, and that's the same kind of stepping that we're going for. Like I'm not trying to cross. Okay? Different topic, different day, but that's the answer to that question. So, I'm just going to show you without the step in. So I still shift, but I'm stepping back from that hip without crossing over. Yes, that looks pretty good.
Thank you.
All right, does that, hopefully this gives you some stuff to play with, and you can see why that step test is so important, because you start stepping in different ways, and if you can't rely on this sync, and that, whatever that is for you on the day, is gonna dictate how far, how wide, and how deep you can step in any given direction. So let's do embrace tiger, turn to mountain 2 more times, and then we'll bow out. And begin. Don't worry about the hands. Step back from the hip. Stay on that left leg as you turn the right toes out. Now shift. Turn the left toes in. One more. Begin. Get your balance. Leave this left foot alone. Lead with the heel. Stay on that left. Turn the toes out. Shift. Okay? Some light bulbs. Now look carefully. I think I see light bulbs going off. Send us your questions, comments, your feedback, how that was for you. If you have any questions, or hey, that was really helpful. We love hearing that. Senior Head Instructor Fit will be back for evening class this evening. I will see you Thursday again. And if you're an intermediate advanced Tai Chi, I will see you tomorrow night. With that, let's go ahead and bow out of Master's Path.
Head Instructor.
Bow to intermediate student, beginner, intermediate, advanced, black sash, whoever I've got. Thanks for being here. We will see you in class soon. All right, take care.